Yeah, it's the only thing constant is change, right? And so we look at it as financial planning, it's a verb. It's in motion, right? It is moving, changing, adapting, and your plan, our conversations with our clients should also be adapting and adjusting to that. And so, when we meet with clients, I like to look at it through the framework of when we're meeting, whether it is mid-year or for a review, or if it's been an extended period of time since we last got together and we're asking, hey, has anything changed? You know, part of what we're asking is, I think a simple framework of, hey, has anything changed? Right. Let's get up to speed and be current. So has anything shifted in your timeline? Right. Are we still aiming at that right target? You say all the time, Scott, like we have to figure out what building we're leaning our ladder up against to make sure like when we're climbing it, we're getting to the top and saying, hey, this is where we want to be.
Hmm.
And then lastly, when we start to look at, circumstances aside, from the example that I gave, like if we're still find ourselves in that same container from our last meeting and maybe things haven't uh, transpired or been accomplished, I always like to look at, why didn't that happen? Is it actually important? Because oftentimes we find, and this is true in a lot of other avenues in life, certainly in therapy or whatnot, is we find clients that give us answers we feel that they want us to hear. Right.
Hmm.
I'm going to get an A from Scott if I say I want to do a Roth conversion. Well, maybe it's not even important to our plan, and it was just something that we felt like we needed to have. And so that's also, as we go through this, figuring out like, is this still relevant and are we still aiming for it? Or do we need to make some adjustments?
Yeah, that's the joy of the work that we get to do. You and I, we don't talk about it all that much, but we do a slightly different form of planning where we do financial life planning, where what we're really doing is we're focusing on who is Nick as a human being and what makes him flourish. What are the elements
Mhm,
that need to happen in his life to feel like he's fully alive?
mhm,
And then we want to know the same thing of Kristen, because they're two individuals who choose to walk through life together. But ultimately, what you're looking at is the it's not really a thinking question. It's more so a what turns on brings energy to Nick and what does that for Kristen. And then with that, you understand, okay, here's how they want to focus on building their life to get that. And then there's the financial stuff. The reason why we have jobs is because financial stuff is not exciting and most people don't want to do it. So they pay someone to do it, and that's us. And so our job is to connect the energy stuff that they really want in life, show them why Roth conversions help them get that faster so that we go do them. Show them why they need life insurance to protect so that Briggs is okay if something happens to you. Right? Like that's our job to facilitate that for you. But ultimately the question is who are you? What are you aiming for? And has that shifted or changed? Because if it has, the choices that we're making with your finances are going to change.